Hello, my name is Mitchell Schultz, and I will be discussing and instructing effective ways to be a good manager and leader in the business world in Germany. For any of my colleagues from Team Compass that will be watching this presentation for training purposes or evaluation, I will be giving a brief description of our American manager that we will be sending to Germany to manage a team at a beverage distribution company. The manager I have selected to head this team is Lucas Hoffman, a 36-year-old with a master's degree in business management, as well as 7 years' experience in leadership roles with other companies. Lucas is married with no children, and he enjoys running, spending time on a golf course, fellowshipping with his family and friends, and seeing the world, among many other things. During his second interview for this position, we asked if he would participate in a Myers-Briggs personality test, to which he obliged and was categorized as ESTJ. This specific type of individual, based on the test, is outgoing, sensible, and has good judgment of both people and situations in the business world. Just the type of qualities that I am looking for. So welcome and congratulations, Lucas. Let's begin your training for what you can expect to find when you get to Germany. I will begin with a brief description about Germany. The main language is German, quite obviously, although you will find that many people also speak English as a second language. That being said, it is very important to learn German so that you can transition better into the business meeting, conferences, or general day-to-day conversations that you will find in your new office. Not to mention, it will impress your bosses if you can communicate fluently in German. Casual attire is westernized, so what you wear around town here in the US will be suitable for Germany as well. Business dress code tends to favor darker shades of suits paired with a button-up collared shirt and tie. At traditional German festivals such as Oktoberfest, traditional German dress carries a rich heritage and is appreciated by German people. For men, lederhosen and a lightweight white shirt is traditional for men. As for cultural etiquette, organization and punctuality are extremely important both professionally and personally. When you leave for work, leave your personal life at the door, always be on time, and if you are ever invited to a colleague or boss's house, it is acceptable to bring a small gift like flowers, wine, or chocolate. In regards to business etiquette, short yet firm handshakes with direct eye contact are acceptable. Do not keep your eye contact for extended amounts of time, though. Just use your judgment to establish when to break eye contact and the handshake. Adhere to professional titles as much as possible, when applicable. If someone is a doctor or holds a PhD, address them as doctor. Germans are also very fond of being regarded as experts in fields, if they are indeed experts, so that is something you should be aware of when addressing someone as well. For meetings, schedule them and notify the people attending about 6 weeks in advance to ensure that everyone can fit it into their schedules. Arrive to the meetings no earlier than 5 minutes before, and never late. Showing up too early to a meeting can be considered just as rude as showing up late. When discussing a topic or running a meeting, be sure to hand out as much information as possible in regards to your topic. German businessmen like to analyze every detail intently before making any decision, so again, be as detailed as possible and be patient as they make their decision. Now I will get into the management aspect of working in Germany. The German people are extremely functional, organized, and detail-oriented people, as I have previously mentioned. They also tend to be stricter towards business than you might be used to. Do not go into your department thinking that you will make friends with all your colleagues or bosses right away. They will expect you to be strictly business-oriented like they are when you start. So leave pleasantries at home, and when you are at work, everything should be about work. When you're at work in Germany, you're there to work. You're on the clock. Time is important. After you gain their trust and respect, Then you will start to be accepted more and make closer relationships with your employees and your bosses. Ideally, the perfect manager in Germany oversees successful operations of their department and to make sure that the employees serve as a means to an end before anything else. Some keys to success in management in Germany are hiring the right people for the tasks you need done. I'll come back to this next point in more detail later, but similarly to the reasons you were hired, Lucas, you want your employees to be trustworthy, dedicated, and unselfish. Furthermore, it is very important that you let your subordinates be involved in decision-making regarding projects and day-to-day office rules. Business calls for private, face-to-face discussions with you and your employees. This allows them to give you constructive criticism, as well as gives them the opportunity to reject any proposal you may come up with that they disagree with. That being said, I'm sure you've guessed by now not to be a looming governing manager around the office. Give your employees some space by setting up electronic punch clocks so they can log into themselves. Make sure that they have an electronic system where they can request time off. Use formalized and easy-to-access evaluation forms so they can fill out and access whenever they want. And finally, don't restrict the internet use. This is another good tip in not being a governing manager in the office. Everyone there is an adult. If you use good judgment in your hiring process, you don't have to deal with people misusing the internet. Motivation for your employees to work hard relates to the title that you carry, Lucas, both in your degree and your work experience. They are much more likely to listen to you and to work harder if you have a high degree, plus many years of experience to accompany that. You do have a master's degree, which will be regarded highly, plus you have been in a management position for most of your adult career. Furthermore, try to stay away from giving public, clear, and lengthy compliments or verbal praise to your employee. As weird as it might seem to us here in America, it is viewed as embarrassing, could be viewed as sarcastic. It also even could be viewed as weak on your part if you are to give out compliments or verbal praise to your employees in a public setting. Also, when a problem arises, Germans tend to disregard personal feelings, tender subjects, or other insecurities about the person or persons that are involved. Essentially, they're straight to the point, blunt, or other times what we would consider a bit rude. They're just business-first types of people, and the saying, "it's not personal, it's just business," applies to them and their philosophy. German business people also tend to be frugal in the company or department spending, so keep that in mind. It would reflect poorly on you if you went out and used company money to throw a party for your employees every quarter or month, or to take them all out to lunch or dinner. Do not be shocked if your bosses discuss finances often at business meetings, no matter how small the meeting is. As I mentioned earlier, there are certain traits to look for when you're hiring employees, similar to the traits that we looked for in you when we were hiring you in management. And you can find more in-depth information regarding these specific traits in the book Love Works by Joel Manby. I sent you this book along with the rest of this welcome packet. I would highly suggest reading that book before you start your job there in Germany. The first trait to look for, and possibly the most important, is trustworthiness. This is an important trait for supervisors and executives, but even more so, it's important for the company. You and the employees you hire should care about the company's reputation. Learn the history of the company and make sure you truly value what they stand for. You should identify with the products and or services provided by your company. It is hard to inspire your employees to sell what your company offers if they can't sense you don't stand behind it. Learn the ins and outs of each product or service so that you can inspire your team. My next point goes along with what I have already mentioned, but be proud to work where you do. If you show genuine pride towards your company, it makes it much easier for your employees to rally behind you. Germans take a lot of pride in their work. Their company is almost anything they do. So if you take pride in your company, it will reflect well with you. Another way to show trustworthiness is to be willing to work for your company for a number of years. Don't look at this company as the means to an end for you. Put in the effort and time to this company, and your bosses will take notice and promote you if you deserve it. You wanted this job, and now you have it, so stick with it for the long run. The second trait is dedication. Strive for perfection in everything you do as a manager over in Germany. I've mentioned this earlier, but perfection is what all German businessmen strive for. Nothing but the best is expected of you, therefore, put in the time and effort in order to get yourself there. Look at each new project as an opportunity for improvement. The best mindset for you to adapt from German businessmen is learning the value of intrinsic rewards, or finding pride in the work that you do. Do not look for extrinsic rewards like verbal praise, promotions, or raises. You will not find them in German business. They take pride in their work and get satisfaction from knowing they did better than anyone else could do. Germans believe their products and services are superior above all else, and that is something to have pride in. There's an old German saying that roughly translates to, "Why do a job poorly when it can be done well?" Everything you do and everyone you come in contact with in this new position is of equal importance in the eyes of a successful leader in the German business world. And remember, speed is the enemy. Don't rush to get things done. Be patient. Germans value quality over quantity, and that's something that varies greatly from business in the US, but is of the utmost importance. Finally, the third trait that makes a great leader in the German business world is unselfishness. I'm sure you've heard the phrase time is money. Well, this is especially true in regards to the way German businesses are run. Do not waste your time at work. Always be working on something. Your time should never be spent wasted or idle. Everything should be meticulously planned and accounted for, and if it is, it leaves nothing for anyone else to clean up after you. If someone has to fix your mess or problem, it is time that you were taken away from them, and as we both know, time is money. That being said, once you start a task, finish it. Unfinished tasks are viewed as a waste of time, but not only that, it makes you look weak and untrustworthy. And the final point I want to bring to your attention is that while you may be the manager of a big department, you are not viewed as someone that necessarily holds a lot of power, meaning you are to be viewed and respected as the boss, but you should not be someone controlling, you should not be monarch-like in the office. Adapt to an egalitarian work environment. Although you do have the power to hire, discipline, motivate, and instruct, you must remember that everything you do, everyone you come in contact with, is of equal importance and holds equal value in the office and in your company. That is all the information and tips that I have for you, Lucas. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation, and I hope that you read that book, Love Works, by Joel Manby. It goes into more detail about positive traits as a leader that you can use in your new job and your new role over in Germany. They translate well into the German culture. If you follow these instructions and these tips, you will do well over in Germany. Please feel free to contact myself either by phone or email if you have any questions or comments. Again, congratulations and good luck over there.